That's better than coffee. Just James Brown hollering at you as you open your eyes. Good morning. It is 6 o'clock on your Friday morning. We're glad you're up with us, looking out over the track today, where it will be busy, busy, busy this weekend. You can see the pylon lights lighting up for us this morning. We're going to get to Anna Chalker in a bit, who's letting us know everything that's going on today.
That's right. Officially opening the gates here in less than 2 hours this morning. So we'll have more on that. Doug Bowles also kind of chiming in on some of the new things.
Doug Bowles, right?
What did I say?
Bowles.
Oh, just Bowles. Sorry.
So
Sorry,
you know
Doug.
what, Moffat?
Sorry,
it
Doug.
is really crisp out there this morning.
We just go by the last name.
That's
We're on
right.
a last name basis. So he'll be joining Anna here this morning as well. Some new things that fans will enjoy, and I think the fans will like the weather no matter where you are.
I think so. You know, it's obviously cold out there right now.
Yeah.
It's cold, but it's going to warm up by lunchtime. So if you're cold-natured, there's a lot going on after lunch there, and of course, work at school too. So let's take a look outside, ladies, and these temperatures continue to drop. We've dropped 2 degrees in 5 minutes here in Indy, now at 44, 42 in Noblesville, 43 Carmel, 47 in Martinsville, and around the state now, if you drive up 31, whew, it's really chilly. How about this? Kokomo and Peru at 39 degrees, Rensselaer's at 39. So there is a briskness in the air. Now, the good thing is that that's not going to last very long. This is a look at our future track. Actually, this is our live Doppler 13 over the past few hours. High pressure dropping down from the north. That wipes out the cloud cover, so we lose the heat. It's gone up into the atmosphere. It also provides us with a way to get some sunshine, and that sunshine will eventually warm us up. Now today, rain and clouds are going to move off to the northeast. However, we're going to eventually tap into this warmer air from Minneapolis to Billings. In fact, today there could be not just above average temperatures, but record temperatures for heat in some parts of Nevada all the way up into Montana. So that's them. Us, it's a good day, but cool. In the 40s this morning, 47 at 9 a.m., but we'll take this, 68 for a high. That comes in at about 4 o'clock today. Much more on a wonderful Mother's Day weekend ahead. But how are we doing in traffic on this Friday morning, Matt?
So far, so good, Chuck. Still looking really nicely out there when you're looking at traffic speeds. Everything's green, no crashes, no accidents. Remember, we want to take you to Shelby County, where we do have that bridge that remains to be under construction and maintained there until October 1st. Local traffic only, big trucks expected just to take 74. You may want to go all the way around to Shelbyville and then to Rushville if you got to get into Rush County. All right, we take you to the west side of the city. This is a live look there towards Ben Davis. Ben Davis will be hosting, the girls softball team will be hosting the North Central Panthers. Good luck to all the athletes later today.
You hear all of the cheers, the waving, so much excitement from that massive crowd in St. Peter's Square for Pope Leo XIV.
A historic day, really, in Vatican City as the new Pope made his first appearance after the announcement yesterday. Pope Leo is the first American and the 267th pontiff of the Catholic Church.
Chicago-born Cardinal Robert Francis Prevost was elected on the 4th vote by the members of the papal conclave. After emerging, Pope Leo spoke to the crowd and the world in both Italian and Spanish. In his speech, he praised Pope Francis, making it clear he'll follow in his footsteps, calling for an open and united church.
Help one another to build bridges through dialogue, through encounter, uniting everyone to be one single people, always in peace.
He was ordained in 1982 and served in Peru for nearly 40 years before being appointed cardinal and then called to Rome by Pope Francis in 2023. And here in Indiana, we heard from Hoosiers after that historic moment just hours before the white smoke bellowed out of the chimney of the Sistine Chapel. A special mass was held in downtown Indianapolis. Many of these Hoosiers had watched the coverage all afternoon.
Well, we've never had a pope from the United States before, so this is the first time.
When he started praying the Hail Mary, both of us started praying the Hail Mary. It's a Catholic prayer, and we just started praying it with him.
And the bells at the University of Notre Dame ringing in celebration of the new pope. The sounds coming from the Basilica of the Sacred Heart after the white smoke billowed from the chimney at the Sistine Chapel.
Notre Dame celebrated last night as well with a special mass of thanksgiving for Pope Leo XIV.
Today we celebrate the election of a new pope. As we celebrate this Mass, we pray in a special way for Pope Leo, that God would grant him the wisdom that he needs to serve the people of God and to be a bridge builder in our world today between heaven and earth and between us, among us.
Well, while many in Indiana mark the selection of the new pope, we also talk with a Hoosier who was at the Vatican for this big moment. Her name is Christina Mori. She's from Indianapolis, and she tells us she made a last-minute decision with her mom to celebrate Mother's Day weekend by traveling to Rome for the conclave.
We were all the group of us were sitting in the square. Most of us have been hanging out there all day. We weren't expecting it to be white smoke at the end of the day. We all had a feeling that maybe it was going to be one more vote at least. So we were caught off guard when all of a sudden we saw the white smoke billowing out, and it was just this palpable excitement in the entire square. Our group and everyone else around us. It was wonderful.
Maury tells us now that her mom has arrived, they'll be checking the Pope's calendar for a chance to see the Holy Father together.
Our coverage of the new Pope will continue, and you can also find it at WTHR+. It's streaming on demand right now. Download our free app on Apple TV, Fire Stick, or Roku.
Your time is 6:06. Happening today in just a few hours. The man accused of stabbing a prison guard multiple times is due in court. This is Carl Borge II's first court appearance since the stabbing. It happened on April 25th at the Miami Correctional Facility. He was later moved to the Westville Correctional Facility. That prison guard is recovering. Borge is also facing the death penalty for allegedly shooting an Elwood police officer during a traffic stop in 2022. His death penalty trial there is set for January 26 next year. Right now, police are still looking for the driver involved in a deadly crash on the southwest side of Indy that killed a 4-year-old boy. Police say that someone blew through a red light at Raymond Street and State Avenue, crashing into another car and a father who was riding his bike with his son in the wagon behind him. Alan Garcia is the 4-year-old that died at the hospital. At last check, his dad and the driver in that other car that was hit are still in critical condition. Police are desperately asking for information about that driver that they say did not stop. They want you to reach out to IMPD or anonymously with Crime Stoppers, so you don't even have to give your name.
Well, this morning, a daycare center in Brownsburg is closed down after a former employee was accused of child sexual abuse. And now police tell 13 News they've been inundated with communication from concerned parents who believe their children may have also been victims. So we are learning investigators are working on a new complaint with additional charges against this man. Documents say he was a teacher notified DCS about allegations last month, but the allegations date back to April of 2024. Investigators say that former worker Gabriel Garner asked girls as young as 5 years old to touch him inappropriately. The documents claim management knew about the alleged incidents for months and never reported them as required by law. Well, coming up on 6:09 tonight, the Indiana Pacers back home from Game 3 of the semifinals in the NBA playoffs.
If you haven't heard already, the Pacers have that 2-0 lead in the series against the Cleveland Cavaliers. They've had a historic start to the series, from coming back in the final minute of Game 2 to that game-winning three-pointer we all remember from guard Tyrese Halliburton. So tip-off tonight is at 7:30. Our Eli Gain will be at that game. He'll bring us coverage.
Also, it's a gold out for this game, and there will be plenty of pregame parties that you can get involved with. One is between 5 and 7 tonight at the Morris Bicentennial Plaza. All you need is a game ticket to enter that one.
We told you we had a lot going on this weekend. We're now just 16 days away from the 109th running of the Indianapolis 500.
And it's opening weekend out at IMS. We get ready for the Sancio Grand Prix, which is happening this weekend. Anna Chalker is live there this morning. Well, the gates were open pretty soon here as I see some cars piling in behind you, Anna.
They do. They open at 7:30. Everyone who works here for IMS, they are getting out here bright and early this morning, but it is a big weekend. Hard to believe we're finally here for that opening weekend. So this weekend, we have a lot of races, so let's dive into that right now. We have races in 4 different open wheel series at the track the next 2 days. So first, race fans will be able to watch IndyCar practice at 9:30. Qualifying at 4:30 in the Indy next race 1 around 7 tonight. Then the big one, the Grand Prix tomorrow at 4:45. This is the 2.4-mile 14-road course. The one fans that will want to watch out for in this race is Alex Palou. He's won the Grand Prix 2 years in a row, and he's already won 3 out of the 4 races this season. And he tells us he has to put his full focus into this race to try to win a 3rd time.
I would say that you can get distracted with the 500. And just focus too much on the 500 and forget that there's a race this weekend. At the end of the day, it pays the same amount of points. It's not as important of a race in terms of like what it means to win it, but it's the same amount of points.
You can watch Palou and the other drivers bright and early today. It's just $20 to get in. Children 15 and under are free. Tomorrow the tickets will jump up to about $50. You know, it's chilly right now, but it is perfect weather for both days out here at the track. And we'll be talking more about that at 6:45 with IMS President Doug Bowles. He'll be sharing that excitement for just this weekend in the month of May as a whole.
All right, a lot of fun out there the next couple of weeks. Thanks so much, Anna.
Well, there are several events leading up to the Indy 500. As we mentioned, tomorrow we've got the Grand Prix and also the 500 Festival Kids Day.
And later this month, May 23rd, Carb Day, and then the 500 Festival Parade.
This big lead up to when that green flag drops on May 25th for the Indy 500.